What's up? How y'all doing? It's Jared. It's August 13th, 2018. This is going to be part 3 of the knife collection. All of the other folders. I'm going to do another one. It's going to be the fixed blades. And the reason I'm starting out with this is a Bokor Magnum. I don't actually know the model number. You can see Magnum, a division of Bokor on there on the tang of the blade. And the reason I'm going to start off with this, because this is just kind of a piece of junk. Really, it's missing its pocket clip and everything. This is the knife that got me started in my knife collecting, because I broke the tip off. And since then, I've actually reground it. I put this little bit of a chisel on there so that I could still use this knife. It's got a little sharp tip up there. It's still a working edge, but the reason I went out and actually bought this knife, this was in the previous video, it's a 531 Pardue from Benchmade, is I just broke this knife. This was like the 30th knife that I had broken in my life, and I just got fed up with it. I went into the store and I said, you know, I'm going to buy the most expensive folding knife that I can find. And I went in there, and that was the 531 Pardue. And so I picked that one up. That knife is responsible for starting my entire knife collection. That's the knife that I actually attribute to it. It breaking is the reason that I started collecting knives. But there's a couple Benchmades that actually didn't make it into the folding knife, or the actual Benchmade folding knife video, which is the last one. But this is a Benchmade 551 standard grip Tilian. This is probably my favorite knife for the money. If anyone who asks me, you know, what knife should I buy, I say spend $120, buy a Benchmade grip Tilian. Spend $100, buy a Benchmade grip Tilian, because this knife for the money is the most bang for your buck, in my opinion. I absolutely love it. I think I had like 9 of them at one point. I majorly cut down on that. This is a Benchmade Barrage. This is an assisted 583 Benchmade Barrage. Beautiful knife. I really like this one. It's where the Boost actually came from. The Benchmade 590 Boost that came out recently. The last of the little Benchmades, this is a 531 Impel, little California legal automatic. Sub 2-inch push button automatic. Aluminum frame, lurch design. Cool little knife. This is a Spyderco Delica 4 with an Emerson wave. This was my first Spyderco. And I bought it because of the Emerson wave. I didn't care about the Spyderco, I didn't care about the Delica, I didn't care about any of it, I just wanted the Emerson wave. And it's excellent for that. Definitely a cool little knife. Spyderco K2. Big old knife. This knife has been discontinued, and that's a shame because it's just fantastic. 10V, CPM 10V. Check out Cedric and Ada Outdoors. Did a cut test with this exact knife. Probably the best knife channel right now on YouTube, in my opinion. This is a Manix 2 in S110V. Sick knife, purple. I really like that purple coloration. Last of the Spydercos, this is a Endura in Damascus and titanium. DPS 15 VG10 Damascus. Titanium handle. Excellent knife. A little bit scratched up. So there's a little bit of wear on that blade. Doesn't hold up perfectly well, but it's just freaking beautiful knife. And it's cheap for what it is, too. Great knife. I really like carrying that one. This is a ZT0452CF. Carbon fiber and titanium. Ball bearing flipper. Excellent knife. Excellent knife. S35VN. I definitely like this thing. This is currently the only ZT that I own. I don't like that little tiny pocket clip. Little tiny deep carry pocket clip. Not exactly a fan of, but sick knife. This is a Blur, Kershaw Blur Rescue. It's a discontinued model. It's kind of EMT design, you know, rescue design, so you can get up underneath somebody's clothing, something like that, with a lesser risk of actually cutting them. I think it would work great as a dive knife design. It's got a glass breaker on the little pommel, carbide glass breaker on the pommel there. It's a cool addition to the Blur lineup. S30V, Blur S30V. This one has been de-assisted. You can see that? Very smooth. Excellent action on the D-assisted blur. I'm definitely a fan. I like the way that that runs. You take that torsion bar out. It's a ProTech Calmigo. California legal sub 2-inch automatic. Excellent working knife, but it's ugly. It's got some weird lines to it, but it's a great little working blade shape. Great little cutter, but it's definitely a strange design. It's a ProTech Tantilla. This one is arguable as a California legal automatic because it is sub 2 inches, which makes it the automatic version of it legal, but it's a double blade. You know what I mean? It's got a double-edged dagger on it. So I don't actually know how that falls into the legality of actually carrying this thing on with you in California. But they've been discontinued. They're actually relatively hard to find. Little ProTech Tantilla. And this is a ProTech Half-Breed, which in my opinion is probably the best California legal automatic on the market. It's a Newport handle with a Sprite blade. Two different models of knife they just kind of stuck together. Excellent little knife. It's got a carbon fiber inlay on this particular model. You can get them with different inlays, inlay on the button, all sorts of craziness. It's a Microtech Ultratech Tri-Grip. I've got a video out with almost 9 million views, and more people ask about this specific knife than any other comment that I get on any video. Is somebody asking about this knife. What is that one that looks like the hidden blade from Assassin's Creed? This is an Ultratech Jedi Knight. Stormtrooper, Ultratech Jedi Knight. Ultratech Stormtrooper. Sick knife. Capitalizing on Star Wars nerdom. This is Microtech LUDT Sith Lord. I need to clean it. It's a Microtech SOCOM Elite 2018 model that needs to be cleaned. I was carrying this one yesterday. Definitely a sick knife. Sebenza 21, Chris Reeves Sebenza 21. I did that to keep that pin in during assembly. Chris Reeves and Cosi, large and Cosi. This is what I was carrying today. I've got the Benchmade Freak in my pocket right now. Cold Steel Recon 1. This was sent to me from Cedric and Ada Outdoors. Again, probably the best knife channel on YouTube right now. Check them out. This thing just makes me giggle. Holdout 1. Cold Steel Holdout 1. 6 inches of AUS 8. Ridiculousness. And same specs go to this. Cold Steel Tilian 6. 6 inches of AUS 8. Ridiculousness. Excellent knife. It's just a freaking warhorse. Masserin Revolt. Just a weird thing. It's a Masserin mini folder, which is actually sharp as shit. Jig bone, rosewood inlay. Schrade Mariner's knife. Spike Mariner's knife. I like this thing. I don't know why I like that thing, but I really do. It's a Protect Warlock. Paragon, excuse me. Paragon Warlock. Paragon from Asheville Steel. This is still one of the funnest knives that I own. Buck 110. Folding Hunter. And the last but not least, BRS Minuteman. New release 2018 from Blade Runner Systems. Sick knife. That's it. All the random folders. August 13th, 2018. Y'all have a good one.